Hey, what's going on? You're tuned into the Daily Geek right here on SweetGeek.tv. I'm your host, Griffin, and today is November 12th, 2008, episode 65 of the Daily Geek. Let's get to the geek news, starting with story number 1. Crackberry is giving away a Blackberry Storm, which of course I'm sure you know about because you're super excited about the Blackberry Storm. Well, what are people doing for a Blackberry Storm? A free one, by the way. Well, one guy is tattooing the Blackberry Storm with the Crackberry logo on it onto his body, which, I mean, that's kind of the de facto crazy thing to do, so it's not really impressive in my eyes. I mean, yeah, you got a tattoo, whatever. Most of them can even be covered up, but I mean, this tattoo is actually pretty big, which is kind of impressive, maybe a little bit. Another guy is actually sawing his Trio in half, which, I mean, we got people online already, you know, blending up whatever, you know, on that blending show on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it was by the Blender Company. But anyways, so, I mean, it's not super crazy. I'm, you know, whoa, I'm sawing a Trio in half. But I'm sorry. I don't mean to be dogging on Crackberry, but I'm just saying. The third one actually is kind of interesting. They had a couple of girls pudding wrestling in Times Square. Now that's something impressive, and I'm not just saying that. I thought it was pretty cool to see, and if you want to check out the video, of course I'm going to link to it on the interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv. I do have to say that it's probably not the super work-friendly video that you should be probably perusing while your boss is behind you. But at any rate, let's move on to story number 3. Gmail is getting a very cool video plugin. Now, people are saying that this video voice plugin is actually going to be competing with Skype, which, you know, I'm going to talk about Google one of these days, but not right now. It's basically going to be fully integrated into Gmail, where you can, you know, chat either with your voice or video or both, whatever, right there when you're logged into Gmail. So that's kind of cool. If you want to check out a link to it, make sure you check out the interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv, for that. Story number 4, there's going to be a live call with Guy Kawasaki and Penelope Trunk, and you might remember, or maybe you don't even know, Guy Kawasaki, he was one of the first original marketers for Macintosh computers back in 1984. And you know what? He doesn't even look that old. I'm telling you, the guy is aging very well. But it's definitely something to be definitely a cool call for you to be on if you're, you know, an aspiring entrepreneur, if you already are a business owner, that type of deal. It's always cool to see what he has to say, because, you know, he is a venture capitalist. He's done a lot of entrepreneur stuff. You know, he ran Troomers, or created Troomers, and right now he's doing Alltop. I meght very cool thing. If you want to sign up, interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv, for that. Story number 5. 4 or 5, whatever. Anyways, iFi, which we've talked about quite a few times, you know, has always been limited to the 2 GB SD card. Now, the cool thing is you were able to transfer your pictures over the Wi-Fi network to, you know, Flickr or your personal site or what have you. But when you're away from the Wi-Fi networks, you're only limited to 2 GB of storage. Well, now they came out with an anniversary card that they're selling with 4 gigs of storage, which I think is very cool. And you know what? The price point? $100 at Costco and $130 on their website. It is, I would say that's definitely worth it. I mean, that's a very, very low price point for such a cool little technology stick of SD media. Anyways, let's move on. Story number 5 or 6, whatever it is. Awesome AT&T release has been, you know, released. That is, the release date has been released. There we go. Of the Sony Ericsson Xperia X1 coming to the AT&T network on Black Friday. That's the 28th of November, day after my birthday, by the way, for $800. So if you have, you know, $1,000 to just throw around, and you want probably one of the cooler phones that's coming out this year, you definitely need to check it out. And oh wait, you know what? I'm not going to go over, you know, all the specs and stuff like that, because Engadget Mobile did a great job. That's why I'm going to link you to it on the interesting link section on our main site, SweetGeek.tv. And there you have it. That is the geek news for November 12th, 2008, episode 65 of the Daily Geek on SweetGeek.tv. I'm your host, Griffin Granberg, and hey, let's do a question of the day. What would you do for the Blackberry Storm? Now, I know a few of you that comment wouldn't do anything. You're done. You're over the hype of the Blackberry Storm. But I know there's quite a few people that they're jonesing for this Blackberry Storm. And hopefully we'll have some information from Verizon Wireless some point in time whenever they answer our emails, or just do, you know, a press release or something. But anyways, the question of the day, what would you do for a Blackberry Storm? And there you have it. the question of the day, the geek news, all that stuff. I will catch you right back here tomorrow.